This evening, or not evening,
it is 8 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we stupid watch them so you stupid don't have to.
and this certain point in time, we are discussing a movie that we watched called The Woman. The Woman, 2011, 103 minutes long, rated R in 2011.
Who directed this?
This is directed by Master of Horror Lucky McKee.
We love Lucky McKee.
I do love Lucky
I really
McKee.
enjoy him.
Yes, and this starred Pollyanna McIntosh.
And some people.
Yeah, I was like, these don't have the normal
thing.
Yeah, so stars Pollyanna McIntosh, Sean Bridgers, and Angela Bettis, who was in McKee's previous movie, May.
That's right.
So we're a bunch of assholes in this family, and we kidnap women and do stuff, and what happens because we're a happy family?
You can't generalize that. Only one of them was an asshole who kidnaps women.
The son was an asshole, dude.
Well, the son was an asshole, but he didn't kidnap women.
Well, that's true.
He just molested them.
Take 3.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, let's just...
what was this movie about?
Yeah, what happened in The Woman?
I don't want to talk about
What did the woman do?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Lawyer dude lives out in the country, and he's out hunting one day, finds a cave woman. I mean, I don't have a better explanation than that. Yeah. She's a cave woman.
A wild woman.
Wild woman who he decides to capture for reasons.
Yeah.
And ties her up in the garage, and she bites his finger off. And then he proceeds to beat his family, and she gets out.
All right. Well, we like Arrow Video, because this is an Arrow Video release.
We like kidnapping women and tying them up in our garage. What else do we like?
I do not like any of that there.
So I should go let her out?
You better go let her
Oh,
out. Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, we like Lucky McKee, so what do we like about this movie by Lucky McKee?
Yeah, well, I like Lucky McKee.
I like Lucky McKee too. He's a heck of a director. He knows how to set up these scenes and make you uncomfortable.
And visually, this was really powerful. I mean, the way he shot it, the way he framed things. He used the super cliche fade to black at the end of a scene like half a dozen times.
Yeah.
And every time it worked. Like, usually I'm not into the whole fade to black at the end of a scene. Yeah. It feels old. That's a thing you did in the 70s and the 80s and before that. But it worked really well here. He really knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. He made the whole thing feel uncomfortable, like even from the get-go.
Yeah.
Just the tone and the vibe.
It just feels off.
Yeah, it's like something isn't right here.
Yeah.
And it's extremely effective. And it's beautifully shot too. Like the cinematography and everything, camera work is outstanding.
I think the colors really worked with it too.
Mm-hmm.
It was very muted.
Yep.
Very farmer, Little House on the Prairie-esque. Very muted colored palette, which I thought worked really well here. I really liked, how do I word this? He played the whole movie very close to his vest. There was a lot that he didn't give away until it came into play. There were a lot of things that were hinted at, but not flat out talked about. And then when it comes into play, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
And along with that too, there's some things they don't really explain, like the woman. There's really no bunch of exposition wasted.
Right.
Explaining, well, it's kind of weird and creepy that they're out there and then the tables turn and it's like, why are they doing this? The acting in this I thought was outstanding. Pretty much by everybody in the cast. The father character nailed it. I thought he was cast perfectly. Yeah. Because he doesn't appear to be what he really is. Like,
he looks like such a nice guy.
He does, and he's the total opposite. Angela Bettis was great as the wife. I felt for her.
Oh man, did I feel for her?
And I feel like she totally got screwed. The movie it grabs you in it, and you really invest in what the hell is happening. And then when things start to happen, man, this is one of those movies that it pissed me off.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way, like not at the movie for being bad, but it was.
You weren't pissed at the movie. You were pissed at the characters.
Yeah,
what was happening.
Yeah, I was that engaged to where I'm sitting there and I could feel my blood starting to boil at certain scenes. Yeah. I'm like, if I could jump into this screen right now, I will kick the shit out of you guys.
Yeah.
Which that's effectiveness. I mean, that's good storytelling.
I got super furious. I got so mad that I actually had to write you in the middle of one scene.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care how sick you are, little girl. You do not bend the back of a paperback like that. What the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah.
She had it bent all the fucking way around. Who does that? What kind of a monster does that?
It's true. There's some pretty heavy violence at times.
Yeah.
And kind of realistic type violence, which is part of what played into me being so pissed off. But the kills that end up happening and the blood and gore we get, it takes a while to get to it. But man, it looks good when it does, and it's kind of one of those. It's like, okay, you're starting to cheer at this point. You're like, yes, good, finally.
We don't like when the women chained up in our garage escape and start killing our families. What else don't we like?
Oh man, on the same token as it pisses me off being effective. I don't like it when I get that engaged.
Yeah,
does that make sense? Like, I don't like to get that mad at a movie.
I don't like my entertainment to make me feel that horrible. There's enough real world shit that makes me feel horrible.
It was almost too realistic, especially if you've dealt with stuff like that or know somebody. It was
too real.
Yeah, it was too real.
Yeah,
and it made me feel dirty at times.
Yeah,
which again, I mean, that's props.
It was effective. He did what he was set out to do, but it's not everyone's going to like that. Most people aren't going to like that.
Yeah, that's not really my cup of tea of a movie. I like the more lighthearted stuff. Yeah. So,
I hated the ending from about the point that the teacher showed up on.
Okay.
I did not like.
Really?
Yeah. And I liked the things like the violence was really cool and it was really well done and everything, but like I hated what happened to the mother.
Yeah.
That sucked. I hated how easy the father got off.
Yeah, that bothered me.
How easy the son got off made me very unhappy.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
It worked, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it all got resolved way too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they got what they deserved.
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they
died.
They died and whatnot, but I don't know.
It wasn't satisfying.
There you go. Yeah. I cheered. I'm like, yeah, finally. But then I was like, that's it? Yeah. Especially the dad. I just thought that was kind of a weak way to take him out. I didn't hate the ending, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of odd, but I mean, I guess it fits for what they were doing.
I was super confused about the thing with the son and the woman tied up. He was out there, he had her topless and he was touching himself. And it's like, that's not at all the scene we saw. I mean, I'm not asking them to show us a teenage boy out there jacking it or anything, but you showed us him torturing her. And then you turn around and say, oh yeah, he was out there playing with himself. It's like, there was a big disconnect there and it confused me.
The pacing, it's a slow burn. And it fits for the story.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I mean, I get what they're doing. I mean, it works for this kind of movie, but it does take a long time to really have anything happen.
It took forever.
The meat of the movie doesn't happen until basically the last act. I wouldn't consider it boring.
I would consider it boring. I was very bored. But I wasn't engaged in the story because it made me... It was so gross that it made me disengage.
The woman was not quite what I expected. I knew it was kind of a darker, more serious movie, but man, didn't see that coming. It made me feel gross, uncomfortable, pissed off. But at the same time, it's very well made. It's very effective. Lucky McKee is a heck of a director. Acting was great and all that. I would say check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. Just kind of be aware that it's a certain kind of movie. But I did enjoy it for what it is. This kind of movie isn't really my cup of tea. I'll give this one, I'm going to go 6 out of 8.
Lucky, are you okay, buddy? Do you need a hug or something? I don't know. I didn't like it. It's not my kind of movie. I like my horror to be fun. It was well done. It is a great story. I just hated it. I didn't enjoy it. I felt gross watching it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 8. I'm going to just put it right in the middle. My personal opinion on it is lower than that, but it was so well done that I don't feel right saying it's not a bad movie. So I'm going to give it a middle of the road 4 out of 8 and recommend that you watch it. I would say if you have any sort of history of abuse, do not watch this movie because it will trigger it because it does not shy away from showing it.
Yeah, it bothered me. I'll tell you that much. All right, have you seen The Woman? Do you have the Arrow release? Whatever. Let us know what you thought of the movie below. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us all that stuff. Do what you're supposed to do on YouTube when you watch people.
Check us out over on Facebook.com/StoopidMovies, over on Instagram @StoopidMovies, @TheHorrorPunk, @BillWay.
And you can email us at StoopidMoviesOutlook.com. All right, thanks for watching. We like you guys.
See you next week.
See ya. You stupid people. That was mean. I'm sorry.
That was mean.
That was mean.
I mean, it was true, but it was mean.